Okay, so we'll do a couple variations of fish. We're going to start with a fairly conventional one. So legs together, toes pointed, tuck your shoulders under your spine, bring your hands to the ground, palms down, tucked with the thumbs just underneath the fat part of your butt. So she's already gotten halfway there. From the elbows, push the elbows into the floor, lift the spine up, lift the heart up, drop the head back, rest onto the crown. So this is like phase one of fish, and you can stay here and consider this a complete pose. If you wanted to move on and start to advance your fish, the first thing that we do is liberate the elbows. So we need to take the elbows out from underneath us, so the entire weight of the body is supported by the buttock and the crown. At that point, then the hands come out and come together in prayer position, and I like to stretch them out overhead. Good, so the thumbs go down to the floor. This is pretty much the next variation of fish, the next step. And then if we want to move on, which gets a little more challenging, we need to squeeze the pelvic floor, engage the navel, lift the feet up off the ground to about a 45-degree angle, straight, 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 point the toes, good, and bring your arms up to the same height as your feet. Yep, just like that. There you go. So this is one variation of fish. To get out of it, straight legs go down, elbows go to the floor, palms to the ground, and we slide the head down along the mat to come into neutral. Again, whenever you do any kind of extreme poses, the inclination is right away to tuck up into a little ball and try and soothe it. The better thing to do is to lay flat and let it settle. Give it a second. Especially if you're going to move on into other back bends, you don't want to all of a sudden then flex the spine, which will give the back muscles a confusing message. So from here, you can move into a different variation, which is called bound bridge. It's a little bit difficult to teach, but it's a very, very pretty pose, and it gives you more breadth across the throat and the collar and the chest than a traditional fish does. So we start flat the same way. We tuck the shoulders under the spine, same way, thumbs underneath the same way. Now this time, instead of popping up right away, stay a little bit more flat. And she's going to bend the knees out to the side slightly. Good. Now, she's got these in pretty tight star position, and you want to make sure that the knees are really only like 3/4 of the way, it's only 1/4 of the way bent. The heels are together and the feet flex, so you have flat Charlie Chaplin feet. Good. And then she needs to relax through the inner thighs. Good. You'll notice the knees drop out. Good. Now the upper body does the fish, right? So push into the elbows, arch the heart up, drop the crown down. Get stable on the crown and the seat, relax the knees again, and then take the arms out, cross them over the chest, and grab onto opposite shoulders. Good. Now you want to pull the shoulders with the hands down, and that's what gives you the beauty of the pose, which gives you all of that length. So this is called a bound bridge. Tricky to teach, but the components to remember are that the knees are not as bent as one would think, right? They're only about 1/4 of the way bent, and that strong, hard flex on the feet. So to get out, we release the arms down, support the body, and we just kind of flatten. Yes. Let it settle. And then, if you're not moving on into any back bends, tuck up and rock. Oh.